What's up, Workforce? Brian here, coming at you with another video today regarding a conversation about exclusivity with video games. Now, to set some context, if you're not aware, it seems like more and more PlayStation exclusive games are going to actually be coming to PC. And in all honesty, I've been saying this for a little while, and I know it sounds unbelievable, but I highly expect that probably by the end of this decade, we're going to see more Xbox games on PlayStation, more PlayStation games on Xbox. And there's reasons to that. This isn't just me like being a raving mad YouTuber in this case. It's based off of just data. It's based off of like cloud gaming and more. And it's fine if you don't believe me, and we can talk about that, and I'd love to have that conversation. But I want to set that context. There is a lot of fear, and I can completely sympathize with PlayStation fans who are upset by this news, and boy, are they upset by this news that more of their beloved exclusives are coming to more platforms. Now, this all comes to a head when SkillUp kind of tweets this out. If you get mad at the game that you love, it comes to additional platforms so that more people can experience it, you're a bleeping human. And I get the sentiment of the frustration where people are mad. I get where SkillUp's coming from. I don't agree with the concept of saying that somebody who doesn't want their games on another platform is that kind of individual, is that kind of human being. I think those words are too harsh because, and the reality of it is, and where I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of bleep here, is that PlayStation fans are afraid. And it's coming from a place of, this is change, and this is concerning. PlayStation is the number one platform. They have every right to be the number one. They've crushed it this generation. I'm looking forward to picking up a PlayStation 5 this year. It's in that victory, and when you look at the numbers of 106 million PlayStations 4 sold, and right now 4.5 billion gamers worldwide. Console gaming is about to have its biggest challenge ever, and that's the invitation of the cloud. And we look at, and we're just going to say Stadia here, and please bear with me. I know they've had a bad launch, but we could also be talking about it in relation to Shadow PC and more. High-end PC gaming is about to really become mainstream in the next, probably 4 to 5 years. And when we talk about high-end PC gaming, I'm talking about having access to a $5,000 system or more and paying either nothing for it or paying very little for it just for the games themselves. It's in this mass market push. It's in this ability to be able to bring more gamers into the fold, because when you talk about 2.5 billion gamers and only 106 million people buying consoles, obviously buying more than one, it presents a unique problem for game developers. Bellier News put out a post talking about how much these mobile game companies are making. The reason why they're making so much money is because they have access to a huge market of gamers who technically might not be buying consoles, who might not really have access to play these kind of games, but they do have their smartphones. Now, it's with that, hopefully I've set some context. And I kind of want to jump through a couple tweets that we've kind of been, and I've bookmarked, because I think they kind of sum up both sides of the issue itself. And I think it's important to continue to have this conversation despite the fact that I've been called some very seriously bad names from people who might not understand the sincerity in which that I'm advocating for this, because it's not like we can turn back the clock. There's literally no way we're going to stop the cloud gaming revolution. It's been coming for the last 10 years. It's become even more serious now. And if you go look even Square Enix's news post, their letter talking about they're now developing games exclusively for the cloud. So we'll start to see that roll out here in the next couple of years. Even just nowadays, Stadia itself has got 10 timed exclusives and 120 games coming to the platform this year alone. This is such a mess of a topic because it's talking about how everything's about to change, and that change can be scary. And so let me know if you have any questions or concerns in the comments below. I do want to highlight the arguments on both sides. Night Queen Zoila, fantastic person. I really love talking with her about games. We come to agreement on a lot of things. We disagree on a lot of things, but always I think is well presented. It says it's curious to me that people think that gatekeeping, it's not. It's fear that Sony consoles are going to become pointless, and they're going to have to buy if you have a good PC, as well as the case of Xbox. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly the point. The consoles will become pointless. And so then the competition is going to become, why would you buy a PlayStation? Why would you buy an Xbox? And why would you buy a PC? That argument has been, for a long time, based around the concept of the exclusive. And people feel like getting or removing that, having no exclusive, removes the need for Sony to develop its own internal first-party studios. And I think that definitely is an argument that can be had. That's something we can talk about, we can consider in terms of maybe that is going to be the cost of this. But I personally don't see that happening, because what I do see happening is more things shifting to a timed exclusive, at least at first. So in breaking it down, so just everybody's on the same page, I want Microsoft to publish games on all platforms. I want Sony to publish games on all platforms. And it's, I still feel, probably from Nintendo's perspective, pie in the sky. At some point, I want Nintendo to publish games on all platforms. I think if the platform were to compete outside of the exclusives, then the platform is going to become stronger, and the gamers are going to win. To Zoela's point, if I have, why should I buy a PlayStation? Well, PlayStation's either going to become the most affordable, it's going to have the best service, it's going to have more features as a part of a system or in an ecosystem that's going to drive me there. But I'm not going to have to necessarily buy a PlayStation, buy an Xbox, and have a PC and more, because they're all just you're going to be able to play wherever you want to play. Personally, for me, with PlayStation Now, I'm looking to see if I can get an Xbox controller to work with it, because that seems like a great deal. If I don't have to buy another PlayStation, if I can just have the cloud service and have my games that way, that's going to work out for me way better. But then again, I'm currently one of the individuals who have really good internet, and hopefully that's going to be something that continues to roll out across this country and world altogether. So Nicholas also writes, it's not about getting mad. Exclusives not existing just takes away the competition aspect away. And competition is always needed in situations like this. It helps publishers and developers strive for better games, so it helps us as consumers in getting those better experiences. And he's right, but he's framing it around the concept of the exclusive, whereas in the exclusive comes into cost, it comes into price, it comes into service. Like I said, I've been saying this for years, and and I don't want to hit that drum too hard, because the writing's been on the wall, and it's just a matter of time before these things happen. The big competition is not coming in from Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. It's coming in from just a technological revolution in AI and cloud gaming. And that cloud gaming is going to have, massive impacts outside of gaming alone. When we start talking about healthcare, business, and more, it's truly mind-boggling what we've been able to experience so far, and we're only just at the top of the iceberg here in this regards. And Dingle McDingus sums it up from his point. I'm a Sony fan, but I got no issue with older exclusives going to more platforms. Sony's got great games, the more people should enjoy them, and the later date exclusives are still why I buy a PlayStation. And that's why from the start of it, I think it's going to be something that as we move forward, it's going to be focusing in on timed exclusives 100%. Games are still going to launch on PlayStation 5 first, but eventually they're going to roll out to other platforms. And we're already going to see this with the MLB The Show and other games. This isn't a one-off. This isn't a thing of hey, we're just going to do this because we're being nice. They know. Sony is very well aware. That's why they started allowing crossplay. All of these experiences coming together, when you look at the real raw data, third-party games just destroyed first-party games in terms of numbers, sell-through, and additional revenue. And that's why you're seeing services such as Game Pass and PlayStation Now and more, because the industry is changing. And you can say, and it's perfectly acceptable to say that it's changing for the worse, that this is scary, you don't want to have any part of it, and that's fine. I welcome that you come and check it out at later. It's perfectly fine to feel that way right now. But let me tell you this, though, is that the reality is that even if you were a Resistance member, no PlayStation games should come to no other platform because that's the reason that you own a Sony. That is in a way anti-consumer. They're locking you into a platform that you're telling me, at least I'm hearing it in this way, that you would not be a PlayStation player if they did not have those exclusive games. If you could go play that game on a PC or an Xbox, then you would not be a fan of Sony. So don't defend them. I invite you to just kind of rethink, to think outside the box, and hopefully come to a peaceful acceptance of the understanding that this is the way that it's going to be. And it's not going to be overnight. There's no light switch moments here. But it is going to be changing, and it's going to end up being a better future and a better gaming future for not just us, but for everybody. And when we complain about microtransactions and loot boxes and more, this is in a way is also staving off that. It's when you look at like monetization issues, it's like most of that is because like there's just so much more money elsewhere. People are spending that money. They're spending those money on the mobile phones and stuff like that. And if we could get them into a more traditional or true gaming experience by removing the barriers that have been set up, well, maybe that's going to be something better for everybody. But as always, like, this is just my opinion and my thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts, any and all in the comments below. You're welcome to completely disagree with me. That's what it's about here. It's about having these discussions around video games. Hopefully you found this video interesting. Hopefully you found it informative. And I look forward to getting your thoughts. Are you ready to see the end of exclusives as I am and have been for a while? I thought it was going to take a lot more time, but it seems like it's definitely heating up. And again, I would love to see the new Xbox or the new Halo come to PlayStation, especially PS5. I think that would be really exciting to see as a Halo fan. But that's just me. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.